Hi, welcome to the latest edition of Ragic Office Hour, and let's get started by doing some recap on our latest updated features. So today I'm going to review the function for mass update, which is this one, mass update. And let me go to a sheet to. Okay, let me go to a sheet to do a little bit of demo of how this kind of mass update could work. So basically, mass update is not anything really new, but I just want everyone to know that no, you should be able to use this mass update function to update all the records on the sheet or the current, or it can be applied only to the current filter. So what's new is that we're now able to add or remove options from a multiple select field. So for example, if we have a customer sheet and has a multiple select tag field, so we could select like multiple options here like this. So for ABC, the customer, they are partner and reference customer. So let's say if we want to add the tag VIP to all of the customers that we filtered out, and before we have this feature, it will be very difficult for us to keep the current tag that the customer ABC already have while adding a new tag. But with the new add feature, the mass update add, you will be able to add a VIP tag to all of the records while preserving the current partner and reference customer tag for the ABC customer. So let's just execute the mass update. And you'll see that the VIP tag has been added for all the customers. And likewise, we will be able to remove all the VIP tag for all the customers that's listed here without touching the partner and reference customer tag like this. So we go to the update the tag field and we remove the VIP tag like this. And after execution, the VIP tag will be removed. And one extra great thing about the mass update feature is that you could at any time, you can at any time undo what you have already just executed. Now, even after this pop-up is gone, you could still go to like recent changes and you can undo it like this. See, and the tags are back. So whenever you're doing some mass updates, it's always kind of scary that because you're updating a bunch of records at the same time. So it's kind of nice to have a peace of mind that that there's a way to undo that. But still, if you're making any big changes, mass changes to your sheets, especially with lots of data, you should always still be very, very careful when doing that. All right, and let's get back to the questions. First question, filtering with regex. Regular expressions, explanation needed. Okay, hello Jeff and the super team. In the online documentation of Ragic, there's a small chapter about filtering with regex. Regular expression, where it gives an example about return entries that doesn't contain a specific word, e.g. foobar. And the syntax provided is this. And yeah, this syntax looks wrong. There's probably some formatting issue that's causing this. So the regex is probably starts here and ends here at the asterisk. So the rest of them should not be there. Okay, so in the syntax above, the second part is after the star. Is it integral part? No, it should be removed. And yeah, I think there's just some formatting issue on the document, so I will let our documentation team know about this. So basically, the real syntax is just this. Yeah, and I was reading it. Yeah, this one. Yeah, I do see that this part is not not part of the syntax. Thank you for your feedback. The syntax on the documentation looks incorrect due to formatting issues. The correct syntax is all right. Okay, next question. Freezing fields upon triggering action button. Okay. Hi, Ragic team. I have a sheet that needs multiple external users to fill and complete. For example, once person A fills part A, he will press an action button to send and notify person B. Person B will then fill in part B and then press the action button to send it and notify person C to fill in part C. I want the fields in part A to be read-only once person A presses the action button to send and notify person B. In the same way, I want fields in part A and B to be read-only once person B presses the action button to send and notify person C. How to easily do this? Okay, let's look at this. All right, I kind of get what you mean. So you have 3 parts, and you want the person A to fill out this part and make it freeze, and ask the second person to fill out this part and make them read only, and ask the third person to fill out this part. I guess this is doable with some conditional formatting, and the notify part is probably custom email, sending custom email message. Okay, let's take a shot at this. Okay, so let's create a new sheet. Parts and notify. So let's say we have 3 fields which are the for the first part. So part A. So let's say there are 3 fields here. Part A2, part A3. Okay? And we have the second part will be the part B1, part B2, part B3. Okay, let's do 2 parts first, because I think for the third part would be kind of similar to the first part. Okay, let me do a quick save. So you want the first 3 to be read-only when it's after the click of an action button. Okay, so we can have a control field here. So if part A done. Okay, so this could be like I could just leave it a free text field. So it could be hidden afterwards. So we'll say that yeah, we'll just add an action button so that when clicked, and it will mark this field as done. Okay, so we create an update value. We create an update value button. So it's update. Whoops, I need to save this first. Update values if part A done. Yes. Okay, so this button, when clicked, part A done. When this button is clicked, we will know that part A is done. Okay? And so there's an action button that can do this. Save this. No, let me make this not hidden so that it's clearer for everyone. And we can hide this afterwards. So we click on this. Whoops. What? This record. Oh, yeah, I haven't created a new record yet. Okay, so this is part A. More text. Okay. And let's say if we're done, and this will say yes, okay? And this way we have a way to control that, oh, this is part A is done. So we can add a conditional formatting here so that if part A is done, is yes, then read only the fields at part A. Okay. Save this. So yeah, so we create a new record. So this is part 1, part 2. Save this and click on this, and they will be read-only frozen. So the next person will be able to start working on the part B. And also you mentioned that you would like to send a message to notify the next user. So that would be kind of a send custom email. So you could write an email. Please start working on part B. Recipient. We should kind of add a field, to tell which person should we notify next. But let's just keep it simple and fixed, like email to me for the next field. Let's fix it for now. Please start working on part B. Okay, so this way it's gonna, when notify part B. Okay, so we have another action button which can notify the next person to come and work on part B. So basically if we click part A we can click part A is done and notify part B. So the notify part B will send an email to me to tell me to please start working on part B. So basically what we've done is that we create two buttons to do this. So you can done and notify. So basically when the person is finished with part A, the person can just click on both of these to mark it as done and notify the next person. So I'm not sure if this could be added to a combined button. Oh yeah, we can. So all right. So we can say done and notify. So we could do both things at the same time with this button. And we can hide the other buttons so that it looks like just one action. Okay, so now if we go to create a new record here, so say some text I worked on, finished. Okay, so I finished part A, so I can done and notify, and it's gonna lock the 3 fields of part A that I was working on, and also notify the next person to work on this. All right. Yeah, this is actually a pretty nice example of how to combine the conditional formatting and custom email feature to satisfy the requirement in this type of role. Great question. Please refer to the webinar video on how to do this. It's a combination of adding a control field to determine if a part is finished, and using an action button to update the control field. Let me make this a bit more clear. Adding a control field. Secondly, using action button to update the control field. Add conditional formatting to make the fields read only according to the control field. Fourth, adding an action button to send custom email for notifying the next user. 5, adding an action, combined action button to update control field and send notification at the same time. All right. I hope this is helpful. And yeah, I think this is a great example of combining different features to to kind of add a flow to your Ragic forms. So yeah, I think this is a very nice demo scenario. And thank you for your question. All right, and that's it for the questions for today. And if you have any other questions, please feel free to use the office hour question sheet to ask your questions, and I will be answering your questions in 2 weeks. All right, thank you and goodbye.